What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today we are on the next part of our top 100, and this is my 90 through 81. I mean, I know a lot of times that people fall off the video, but this is gonna be good, man. These games that are coming up on this list, like everything from here on up, I love all of these games. I think in the past I've done my top 100s and I hadn't played as many games. I think like last time I did my top 100, I played like maybe 200 games or so. And so making a top 100, it was like there was a lot of like, oh, I got a bunch of party games on here that I'm like, whatever. But these lists have gotten so much better because I've played so many games. I'm at like 500 games played, making my way up to 1,000. That's the goal, is to get to 1,000 games, different games played. But these are all the games that have made my list, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into these. But don't forget, like, comment, subscribe on these videos, man. If you're not a subscriber, stick around for the rest of this video and then decide whether or not you want to subscribe to the channel. But if you do, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm, man. Whenever YouTube sees you pressing that sweet and tasty little like button, they go, yeah, that's a good video. So hit that like button and let's get started. Number 90 is a game called Monikers. I actually just bought this game not too long ago. There was a board game store that opened up in the mall, and I was like, I gotta check this place out, and I gotta support, so they had a copy of Monikers, so I picked it up, and then I took it home, and I played it immediately with some people, and I was like, oh, this is a really good game, man. and so basically the way the game is, it's that you are basically just trying to get people, you have like a big deck of cards, and that deck of cards, you take like maybe 40 of the cards out, 40 to 50 cards, and then you're playing with two separate teams, and people are going to come up one at a time from their teams to try to help people guess what the card says. And so the card has a title, but it also has like a description, just in case you don't know what that is, because I've been in multiple situations where you take a thing and you're like, I don't even know what this is. What is this? These at least have some kind of description on them, and it's really funny, man. Some of these are like hilarious. Some of them just have like pictures on them and they're super goofy, but you're trying to get people. There's 3 rounds and you play with the same deck of cards for each round. So it's like on round 2, you kind of already know what cards are in there because we've already discussed them in round 1. Round 1, you can talk about the cards as much as you want. Round 2, you can only use one word, and round 3, you have to act it out, no words at all. And that is just so much fun because you just come up with like so many fun little things that happen where like all of a sudden, like for example, and the last time we played, somebody was like, oh, caw, and then we were like, what? And it was like owl, and then we were like, wait, what? How is that an owl? And so now every time like we would like see an owl or hear an owl, or when we would say like lock in, we'd be like lock in, and it's like it becomes like this inside joke that we just say randomly, and people are like, what the heck is that? It's like, you just got to play the game. It's so much fun in creating memories. I love Monikers, and that's why it's my number 90. My number 89 is Splendor. Actually, I really like Splendor. Splendor has grown on me a lot. It was a game that I was like, I don't really like it. That was back when I played the Lords version, where it's got the gemstones, and it doesn't make any sense. I didn't like the theme. The theme was so boring. It was like, why am I gathering gems to woo these like lords? The theme was trash. Then I played the Marvel version, and I was like, okay, I'm collecting the Power Stones and stuff like that I'm trying to collect all the Infinity Stones to get the Infinity Gauntlet, whatever, and beat Thanos. That's cool. I like that theme, and the artwork was really nice on the cards. It had a bunch of comic artwork that I loved, and I was like, ooh, cool. So I'm just buying Marvel characters. I love that. You're like a SHIELD agent trying to recruit the best team. And then there's like villains and heroes. Then I played Splendor Duel, and I was like, Splendor Duel is just the peak of Splendor. Then I played Pokemon Splendor, and I was like, okay, I really think Splendor Duel is probably the best experience of Splendor you'll get, but Pokemon Splendor, I just love Pokemon so much, number 1. Number 2, every single one of the chips is a different Pokeball, and the chips you use to reserve cards is a Master Ball, and you're just basically collecting a bunch of chips to try to buy the cards that are out there in the market, and then those cards generate those chips for you automatically, so you would need less chips to buy stuff. And then each one has like printed point values on it. First person to get to like 16 or 18 points, I forget, is the winner. But with Pokemon, instead of paying the price for the tier 2 cards, you can just evolve into them. So if I had like a Squirtle in front of me, it's like there's a War Turtle in the second row. He costs like 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Pokeballs, and 2, Quick Ball, right? Well, I could do that, or I could just use 4 Great Ball to evolve him into the War Turtle, and then I could just take him from the row. So it's really, really cool because you can evolve as a separate action. It doesn't cost an action to do that. I love Pokemon Splendor, so I think it's my favorite Splendor. But closely, I would say Splendor Duel is probably the best. But I love Splendor. It's great. Let's go to number 88, and that is Forest Shuffle. Wow, what a good game. Forest Shuffle is so much fun. You've got these, it's just a big deck of cards, and you are creating a forest in order to do that. Printed on the cards, there are tree cards and there are animal cards. And so you have a little bit of everything, right? So you have like some of them are like tree cards, and then some of them are animals. So the trees, you put them out in front of you, and then you can put animals onto them. All of the animal cards are split down the middle in half. So it's either split vertically or horizontally. If it's split horizontally, you can put them on the top of the tree, or you can put them on the bottom of the tree. And it always has like a bird on top and like some kind of ground creature on the bottom, and you can put those under the tree. And then there's like deer and like mountain lions and things like that you can put on the sides of the tree, and then they combo off of each other. And each of them has like some kind of an ability that multiplies your points and things like that. It's super cool, man. Like, I really liked Forest Shuffle. The more I play it, the more I like it. So I could see this going up on the list, but maybe not too high, but definitely up there, because I really enjoyed my experience with this game. Super fun, great scoring. I really like this a lot more than a lot of the other nature games that I've played. This is the best, like, to me, this is the best nature game that's came out since like Cascadia probably, but it's really, really good. Next up on my list, my number 87 is Marvel Legendary. Marvel Legendary is just a solid deck builder, man. Like, it is a classic deck builder where there's a row of Marvel characters that you can buy. You usually will select a couple of different decks, like sets of cards, and you pick like different characters like Wolverine, Deadpool, Spider-Man, put them all into one deck, and then you put them out into the market and you buy them, and those cards combo with each other. So it's pretty interesting. And then what you're doing is the cards will either give you stars so that you can, or like coins to buy more characters with, or they produce power that you can attack with. And there's like a city row where there's like villains that are marching towards the end of the row, and you have to try to defeat them before they get to the end of the row, because if they do, they end up doing damage in the city and they trigger the main villains like powers and stuff. So a really fun game, man. Like, I love that it's getting a new edition too. So they're coming out with like a new core set of this, and I hope that it renews people's interest in this game, because it's just a solid deck builder, man. Like, actually, it's making me want to play it right now. Like, I think I might play this game this week. Anyway, that is Marvel Legendary, the deck builder. Next one is my number 86. That is Comic Hunters. Comic Hunters is finally out in English, so you can get your copy now. But it is such a good game, man. And it's so well priced. I think the price tag on it was like somewhere between like 25 and 30 bucks. I paid like 40. No, did I pay 40 or 60? I don't remember. I paid a lot, though, because I got the Portuguese copy straight from Brazil. We met a guy that goes to the Dice Tower. He's always helping them out with, like, I think he's like a firefighter. And he was there, and he was selling some copies, and he had 2 copies that he was selling. And me and my boy David, we both picked up a copy. It's super good. But anyways, I always give like a long story for where I got the game from. But anyways, the game is fun. It's just basically a drafting set collection type game where you're drafting comic books, and all of the cards have actual comic book artwork on it, like real comics. And they have these little symbols, and those symbols will score you points depending where those symbols are on the track. But it's so solid. Like, it's just a fun drafting game, and there's like multiple different types of drafts. I think there's like 4 in the game that you play through, and so like each draft is different from the last, and each draft works different. There's like even a puzzle one where it's like you can like shift a card around and then take a row, and it's really, really cool. So I really like this game, and I've enjoyed Comic Hunters so much that I will sing its praises, because it's just a great game. My number 85 is a roll and write game, which I've played a lot of roll and write games. This one is one of my most favorite, which is a shame that it's all the way at 85, but hey, it is what it is. There's a lot of games ahead of it. But this is Fleet the Dice game. This is made by 25th Century. No, it isn't. Not 25th Century. This is made by Motor City Games. Motor City Games, they made Motor City, Fleet the Dice game, Three Sisters, and French Quarter recently. And that's their most recent. Matt Riddle is the creator of these games. And man, what a phenomenal job. Like, this is definitely the most fun I've ever had with a roll and write. And you get these 2 huge pads with like different boats and different fish and different things like that. And what you're doing is you're rolling dice and you're fishing and getting new boats and different things like that. And then you're improving, like there's like a city, so there's like places where you can go and get extra points and stuff. It's just a really fun roll and write where you're just checking off boxes and rolling dice and saying, you know what, I'm going to claim the crab, and I'm going to mark a crab over here, and I'm going to mark this symbol. So like each symbol corresponds with a different area that you can mark in, and you're just marking marking until you complete an entire thing, and then you score points that way. Really, really fun game. I love Fleet the Dice game. It is by far my favorite rule. Like, thinking about it, there's probably roll and writes that are going to be above it, but this is my favorite. This is the one that I've enjoyed playing the most, and that's why it's my number 85. My number 84 is Ticket to Ride Europe. I have the 15th anniversary edition, but this is just all Ticket to Rides. My favorite is the Europe one, and again, because I have the 15th anniversary, it's like super decked out and blinged out, and it's got these tins. Everybody gets a tin full of these like colored train cars, and Ticket to Ride is another classic game that is just evergreen. It never goes bad. Like, I think there was a while where I had like base Ticket to Ride, and I got kind of tired of it, got rid of it, but then eventually I was kind of like, I kind of want to play Ticket to Ride. I don't know why I got rid of this, and then I rebought it, but I bought a bigger, nicer version, and this is just that perfect introductory game for all people. The way the game plays is super simple. You're just trying to collect the same colored train car cards, and when you get a set of them, you can put that many of them out onto the map and claim different routes. And what you're doing is you've got these little contracts you're trying to fulfill where it says, hey, I need you to make a route from, you know, this country to this country or whatever, or this state to this state, and you have to try to make a route all the way over there. And if you do, you get 17 points or 20 points or 8 points or whatever, and you're just trying to accumulate the most points. Whoever has the most points wins. Super fun. I don't think I need to explain Ticket to Ride to anybody because most people should know what it is by now. But it's a really fun game. Really enjoy playing it. It's not super heavy. It's very light, very gateway. I love this game, and I will continue to teach people how to play this because it's just that good. My number 83 is Three Ring Circus. This is a Devere game where you are basically putting on your own little circus act, and you're touring the country to try to gain points, and whoever has the most points wins. It's a really crunchy game, and you've got this little tableau in front of you where it has like different spots where you put these acts together, and so you're putting different circus performers into these rows, but they have to be arranged from like least to greatest. And then there's also like when you buy these cards, you actually get discounts depending on, you know, which card you have in that row will provide kind of like a discount for that card when you pay to put it into your show. And each different act gives different bonuses, and having those different acts give you the required pieces that you need to put on shows in different towns. And so if you want to do the big time shows, you need to have all the right acts, and you'll get a bunch of points for it. Really, really fun game. I really enjoyed playing this game, and it's very thinky, very puzzly, and I just liked the experience that I had with it, even though the learn of it was really rough the first time I learned it, but we got it down packed, and I just wanted to keep playing after that. It was so much fun. Next game on my list, my number 82, is Ultray. I've been playing this game forever. I just love playing it. I love the scenarios. I've played the scenarios over and over and over again, and it's just a fun dice rolling game. And you're basically, I like the way that I always describe it to people is that it's like Cops but like Renaissance. And so basically there's like this giant fortress that's run down. You're trying to rebuild it, and as you're doing that, you're trying to solve like issues that are going on the outskirts of the place. And so you play as like a knight on like a horse, and you can go around and you can solve issues in like the neighborhoods when there's like disputes between them. There's also rumors of things that are happening. There's a rumor that there's like a big troll, and so then you'll go to solve that rumor, and then somebody will take the card and read it to you, and then they'll say, hey, you have to do a check on your, you know, strength. And so then you'll roll dice and see if you score what you need to, or I think it determines how many dice you roll. Actually is the like how many symbols appear on the board and stuff. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. I love the Vincent Dutrait artwork because Vincent Dutrait is my favorite artist when it comes to board games, but he did a really good job in doing the art for this game, and I thought the game was really well put together. I believe it's done by Antoine Bauza. I really like this game, and I got an expansion for it. Haven't gotten to the expansion yet, but I definitely want to try it out, see how good it is. But yeah, I love Ultray. Super good game, and that's why it's my number 82. And last but not least on this list is my 81, and that is Fractured Sky by Ivy Studios. Fractured Sky, I have the like mega deluxe edition of this game, which was sent to me by Ivy Studios. They were very kind to do that. They sent me a whole box full of all of their games, and this one was very, very good. I don't know what the retail copy exactly looks like. I know it's a little bit different. I've heard from some people that they enjoy it just as much as they've enjoyed the super deluxe, but man, that super deluxe, let me tell you something. These games are expensive, but they are pretty. They are beautiful. Like, their pieces are so nice. They're fully painted, and I just have a great time with this game. But anyways, it's area control. You have 3 ships that you can put out, but the kicker is that these ships for the deluxe versions of the game, the ships have magnets on the bottom. And so you have these little chips with numbers on them, numbered 0 through 10. And so your job is to take a magnet, put it on there, and then you put the ship out onto the board. And then whoever has, basically somebody else will put a ship to match where yours is at, and then whoever has the highest number there wins that area, and they get the resources from it. Whoever's in second place usually will get a little something, but mainly you're competing for these little starfall pieces. Whoever has 10 starfall pieces wins. See, Fracture Sky, 10 starfall pieces. Was that on the last video talking about that? Yeah, any game where you're scoring up to 10 is fantastic. And so you want to score the most starfall piece. Actually, I don't think this one goes up to 10. I think this one just has whoever has the most. But yeah, these magnets are interesting because you clip them to the bottom of the ships and you put the ship out, and then whenever it's time you remove the ship, and then the chip shows the number. And so I thought it was brilliant the way that they put this game together. I love the magnetic part of it. Very, very cool. Artwork is very pretty, very nice. I liked it, and I think the actual mechanics of the game are pretty interesting because you're gaining resources. You're using those resources to build fortresses, which give you extra combat power in different areas, or you could get markets, which give you extra rewards when you win specific zones. But again, you're all just competing for the same things, and then there's like hidden information off to the side. Like they have like cards that show you, hey, look, this is where the next starfall is going to be. And so you guys can, for the right price, peek at those cards and say, okay, I know where it's going to be at, so now I'm going to start putting my ships out there. Not to mention there's this mechanic where 2 of the chips, either the 0 or the 1, I forget what it is, it might be the 0, and the 10 have a white border on them, so when you put them out you can clearly see the white border, and it's kind of like, did they put a 10 or a 0? I need to know because I need to put my stuff out. And so it's really interesting because you can kind of bluff and say, oh, I'm going to go for this area, and people are like, that's where the starfall is, he already peeked at it, I already know, so I'm going to go there and contest, and then you end up sneakily grabbing it on a different area. So pretty interesting game, really like it, Fractured Sky. But that's it for this list. I'm excited for the next one, and I hope that you guys tune in for the next one. If you made it out to this part of the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on this video. Please become a subscriber. We're trying to get to 20,000. And also, if you'd like to support the channel further, you can become a member. I have a Ko-Fi, I have a Patreon, and I have membership here on the channel. If you'd like some extra content, you can become a member here on YouTube. I try to post that content to the other platforms, but it's always kind of rough and tough for me because it's like extra uploading and stuff like that. But it's a really cool way to support the channel financially and then help this channel just continue to grow. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.